This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Throw Gang, we are joined by the Zooted Zeppelin, Lawrence Schlossman. That's not a dig at your weight.
I was going to say, that presumes I'm a blimp of some sort?
It's a Z, and actually, Lord Zeppelin, as I read this book, actually almost beat out Juan something of Pan Am fame to rule the skies. And myself, the Admiral of Affection. I was very affectionate at the barbecue.
You were.
James Harris, welcome to the weekly Running to the Boys, with today's full episode only available on patreon.com/throwingfits. Lawrence, how is your post-BBQ bliss, baby?
I did the math. We haven't podcasted in 12 days, which I think is the longest we've gone since we were born. Our forced sabbatical from Barstool, where we had to take a month off.
Since 12 days before we started Throwing Fits.
I have been itching to get back in the motherfucking stew, just to, continue to be the best. You have to do the work, right?
Pain is weakness leaving the body.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm just happy to be back, man. Serving the motherfucking people, dog.
Exactly.
How are you?
I'm incredibly sore. Personal trainer session, near puker. And
you went back to the scene of the crime. You were in McCarran, right?
It's like, yo, burpees in the field where you were fucking butt chugging beers, a few days before. He was like, "Are you okay? Like, did something happen?" I was like, "Oh, bro." Like,
you were still feeling. Well, that's the thing when you. I was like, I
hosted a barbecue. Like 300 people showed up. He's like, okay, like
we're flexible. Okay, I will say that I'm
about to pass out.
I'm at the point now where I guess it is old age where I feel like I'm dumber and I'll never get back everything that was. Again, you leave it all out on the field, but I do think it's hilarious that you're the guy that it's like, okay, I'm going to drink and be fucking lit all day, not puke, but do one personal trainer session at the exact same spot, and then I will puke.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Before we get into the social event of the motherfucking season, Lawrence being MZP, most zooted player, and James, myself, slapping a Throw Gang member's titty. Let's get into
that's affection, right?
Yeah.
All right, why don't you lead us off, King?
Nothing on the feats, the rare purples, the yerples,
the slopped up, not chopped up V2s.
Yeah.
The demon time, the Welches, the kosher Manischewitz. These are our friends and family, but so far, streets are pretty hungry, pretty thirsty.
I told you how many responses you get.
I can't even keep up at this point,
exactly.
And we have work to do. So,
and then up top, the blaze orange short sleeve.
I love those.
This is a nice fabric from Basic Rights, the blokes across the pond. Shout out Mick
What
and
was
Con.
the other color you got?
Like a burgundy, like an eggplant.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, an aubergine.
It's nice. It's got these two shoulder pleats in the back.
They're doing some Western shit this season. You might actually like it.
I need to tap in. What did you just reach out or did
they hit me up?
Yo, Basic
Shout out
Rights.
Melda.
Lads, I'm a mate too.
Mick and Con, we know you're busy with season 2 writing out the cameo for the boys. And then boxers. Oh, I meant to wear boxer briefs, but I'm wearing boxers. What about yourself?
Boxer briefs.
Well, because I got sent some. I want to wear them as like a little tester. And they have a mesh pocket so that your balls. Do all boxer briefs have this? So that they get on the backside of your balls. Like on the underside back? On the underside of your undercarriage.
Supporting you from the back?
Yeah.
The gooch?
So that's actually kind
of gooch support technology.
That's kind of interesting to me because the whole thing about boxer briefs is that it wads you up against yourself. So you're just a meat wad of fucking the flesh bag. Right. And so this kind of creates a cloth barrier between.
Wait, so you about to be converted?
No, I wanted to try them out. I haven't tried them out yet. They're in the wash, remember? Because I washed my underwear.
You have to clean them first.
Unlike yourself. All right, what about yourself?
Well, and we'll get into this a bit later. My feet are absolutely ravaged and destroyed.
Okay.
From events that happened at the barbecue, which I guess we're gonna touch on. So I needed something a little more roomy today, so I just went with Clark's Sand Suede Low Wallabies.
Size down?
The maple.
Those bad boys?
Size down. Size down, a half size always. Don't ask us. You can get it right here on the pod. I have on Supreme Hanes socks. I'm also wearing the fucking Yerple Merchman specials. Thank you, Rylan, for the purple V2s. I have on a Western shirt from the homies at J Muser. Big things coming.
Absolutely.
Expeditiously.
Yeah.
Fantasy Explosion, New York cap up top. Shout out Kev. Great to see you at the fucking barbecue, my man. Rolly on the wrist. Still married despite being the Zooted Zeppelin.
How mad did JB get at you on Sunday Dawn?
Well, I sauntered on in at a cool 4:30 a.m.
No, that's when you left here.
At a cool 5 a.m. I think that it's pretty much par for the course. I tried to explain to her because listen,
At 4:30?
Well, no, here's the thing, right? Like if
by the way, my friend whose birthday we're going to go to for 15 minutes tonight before coming back here to live pod the Kanye thing.
yeah, baby.
Texted
Real
Jenna.
warriors of culture.
Texted Jenna was like, "Hey, are you coming to the barbecue today?"
What?
And Jenna goes, "LOL, fuck no."
Hell yeah. Shout out fucking JB, always supporting the homies. Because to be clear, let's not get it twisted.
You don't want her there.
We shouldn't say it like that.
You would rather
her
she not.
absence is preferred.
Her absence
So that I can do my thing.
speaks volumes.
Yeah, it really does.
Bro gang, as you're well aware, Lawrence and I have been stumbling and bumbling for damn near 4 years now with the pod. So we finally decided to legitimize the operation and join Anchor. If you want to be professional models, loafer designers, it all starts with launching your own podcast, which is exactly how you can do this with Anchor.
By definition, your podcast will not matter because we are the only podcast that matters. But if you want to throw your hat in the ring like every other cis, straight, white man in America, start on Anchor right now. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free. All the creation tools are right there for you. They're going to distribute your pod everywhere podcasts are sold. You're going to make money off this shit with no minimum listenership required whatsoever. It really is the easiest way to make a podcast in one place. Download the Anchor app right now or go to anchor.fm to get started podding. Anchor, a better way to pod, bitch.
All right.
But no, she wasn't that pissed though. My thing that I was going to say, my point is, if this is what I've learned, being married now for over 2 years and being in a monogamous relationship for over a decade. If you're gonna pull Dawn Patrol, if you're gonna be an
Dawn
absolute
Patrol.
fucking hard dick savage, as our boy Stav would say, just give updates. Let her know. So I was like, listen, we're back at Jimmy's.
Yeah.
It's the afters. We are celebrating an unmitigated success.
It's a literal blackout day.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of prepped her not just in advance, but in the moment. So ultimately,
I
a couple
cannot
scolds
wait.
here and there the next day.
I cannot wait till we hit the next goal on Patreon and we get her side of the story for once.
I don't know if there's much more
Stop
than
silencing women.
but that's and then we were drinking one of the last bottles from our friend Jonah Weiner of Blackbird Spy Plane fame. This is a nice little bubbly rosé.
Yep.
Nice and crisp. I mean, at this point now, might as well destroy the remaining 20% of brain power that
of our livers.
Yeah, livers too.
All right, complete fit check, complete drink check. Let's get into
Baby.
the social event of the season.
Give
Like
the
you
people
said,
what they
an
want.
unmitigated success.
Mhm.
The barbecue to end all barbecues. This was, I think it exceeded. Are we ever going to get used to exceeding our own expectations?
No, but it feels good.
This tripled in attendance. We estimate, right?
Yeah.
What we thought would be a runaway success, which
We
we're
didn't
like,
do like an official head count.
if 100 people show up, we told all the vendors, all the chefs, which by the way, shout out Broese, shout out Mr. Burns, shout out Elliot, shout out Nyman Ranch, Fat Tire, Fruit Smash, Shy's Burgers and Fries,
Frankie's and Valley,
Frankie and Valley,
Brooklyn Best,
Miracle Seltzer, Ruby Hibiscus Water, Tip Top Proper Cocktails.
Oh, right. Can't forget
those were fire.
Those were gone so fast.
Yeah. I mean, those are like the classy thing you sip on, like when you're.
Yeah. But that shit also rocket fuel, bro.
I want to say like it's like a Japanese fucking flavored soda,
right.
so good.
I forget.
It's yuzu is the fruit.
Oh damn.
It starts with a K. I don't know.
Shout out those guys.
I think that's everybody. Oh, and Cowboy Coffee.
Oh,
Our
yeah,
boy
shout
Elliot
out-
Fulio.
Shout out fucking Fulio, the god.
Shout out to Foo.
Who brought a tent.
The whole Foo crew.
He's like, sorry, I'm late. I'm actually trying to be prepared, so I rented a tent.
Yeah. Which came through in the clutch. But
Yeah.
all right, so we pulled the people, right, to help us out with jogging our memories a little bit. And
Yeah.
also just kind of get like other perspectives.
To be clear, I don't think either of us blacked out, but you're trying to be, you're trying to have a good time first and foremost, always, because like, may the good times never end. Here's to feeling good all the time. But you and I are also trying to host,
Laissez-les, bon
shake
temps
babies,
brûlés.
kiss hands, kind of, be the bell.
Shake that baby.
Try to be the fuck. Jesus Christ. Trying to be the bell of the balls that we're meant to be. So it's tough to make memories when you're trying.
When you're having fun.
Yeah, when you're having just a general good time. So
And also we wanted like, I mean, this was very special that like people traveled, right?
Yes,
people from whether as close as like Manhattan, Brooklyn to fucking shout out Doug. I think he traveled the furthest from Seattle, not Alaska, Seattle.
Oh, really?
Minneapolis.
I'm telling everyone he lives in Alaska.
Well, Yo,
my bad, Doug.
We talked about it. He's from there, born and raised there,
Jeez.
and his family's there, so he can work remote. So he still spends a significant amount of time there, but is like primarily based in Seattle, which is still fucking far.
Yeah, that's literally across the country.
So various estimates put the crowd at its peak at any given time, or between 200 and 300 people.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's fair.
Crowded into one area of McCarran Park. Also, McCarran Park was weirdly empty that day.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Probably because of the forecast.
Because of the forecast where the rain was like changing every hour. Probably because like there were some horrified families that did stroll by. But like
horrified is the right word.
And there were other parties happening. I mean, do you want to start at the beginning?
Yeah,
At the beginning?
Let's because we haven't. So obviously, you and I were focusing, and shout out the fucking Throw Gang for always having our back, not just popping out to pull up and fucking get smashed, but also understanding that in the week leading up to it, not just was I on vacation, but you and I were focusing all our efforts, like laser specific, to the barbecue itself. So shout out to everyone for their fucking undying love and support. We see you, we feel you, we love you.